Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today, we're diving into the world of jaw-dropping, heart-stopping, and let's be honest, wallet-emptying Ferraris. Get ready as we count down the 8 most expensive Ferraris in the world. Trust me, by the end of this video, even your bank account will be sweating in luxury. Let's go. The Ferrari 250 GT SWB California Spider. No, it's not a yoga pose, nor is it a fancy type of pasta, but it is a blend of Italian flair with some California sunshine, because apparently Italy decided Cali was just too cool to ignore. But why California, you ask? Well, because this iconic car was designed with the American market in mind, specifically targeting the glamorous lifestyles of the Golden State. In 1961, this vision of Italian-American automotive unity came to life through the whispers of a California car importer and ended up as a real-life V12 symphony. Yes, you heard it right. It's got a V12 that cranks out 240 horsepower and tops the speedometer at a not-so-shabby 156 miles per hour. I guess you could say it was the Fast and Furious of the 60s, but with a lot more class and way better taste in shoes. When it hit the auction block, the bidding became a millionaire's game of chicken until someone finally blinked at $17.16 million. That's right. This baby went home for a price tag that makes even Hollywood mansions blush. Moving on to a piece of automotive history so legendary, its name probably needs to be spoken in a hushed, respectful tone. The 1954 Ferrari 375 Plus Spider Competizione. This wasn't just a car, it was Ferrari's trophy room on wheels, winning races like the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Carrera Panamericana, and even the Grand Prix in the lost city of Atlantis. Okay, maybe not that last one, but you get the point. Under its hood lies a V12 engine paired with 3 Weber carburetors that together generate an astonishing 325 horsepower. Yes, it was a carb-loading champion, but for speed, not spaghetti. With a rev capacity of 6,000 revolutions per minute, this Ferrari was the Usain Bolt of its time. What makes it more exclusive? The fact that only a few of these models were ever made. Rarity equals value, and this car wasn't shy at auctions, clocking in a stunning $18.31 million. If Ferraris could laugh, this one would be giggling all the way to the bank. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to feel Speciale. Ferrari 275 GTBC Speciale, that is. This car is the epitome of what happens when Scuderia Ferrari, the official racing team of Ferrari, decide they want to make a lightweight race car. Because let's face it, in the world of Ferraris, lightweight still means heavy on awesomeness. So what sets this model apart? For starters, it came with a 3.5-liter Tipo 512 engine that coughed up 320 horsepower. But it wasn't just about power. The engineers at Scuderia Ferrari also revamped the body with superlight steel and aluminum, giving it a physique like a bodybuilder on a zero-carb diet. This car wasn't just for show. It raced in esteemed competitions like the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans and the 1967 Targa Florio, where it finished first in its class. And because of its racing pedigree and limited edition status, only 12 were ever made, folks. This particular work of art pulled in a whopping $26.4 million at an auction. That's enough money to buy a small island and declare it the sovereign nation of Ferrari land. Now let's talk about the 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB4 N.A.R.T Spider. Oh boy, that's a mouthful, but what's in a name when you have 300 horsepower under the hood, right? This limited-run marvel had a V12 engine and came to America courtesy of Luigi Chinetti, who was basically Enzo Ferrari's American BFF. But the kicker? Only 10 of these beauties were ever built. That's right, 10. It's rarer than a solar eclipse during a leap year. Add to that the fact that Steve McQueen, the king of cool himself, drove one in the Thomas Crown Affair, and you have a car that's Hollywood royalty on wheels. How much did this cinematic masterpiece go for at auction? A dizzying $27.5 million. It's not just a car, it's a 300 horsepower V12-driven investment in awesomeness. I mean, if you had that kind of money, would you spend it on a mega yacht or this piece of Ferrari history? Okay, don't answer that. But for now, let's just marvel at the machine that is the N.A.R.T Spider. Hold on to your designer Italian driving gloves, because we're diving into the 1956 Ferrari 290mm Spider Scaglietti, a car that is so legendary, it's practically Ferrari's greatest hits album on wheels. Engineered specifically to conquer the Mille Miglia race, the 290mm didn't disappoint, taking home the trophy with Eugenio Castellotti at the wheel. Oh, but wait, there's more. Racing icons like Sir Sterling Moss and Juan Manuel Fangio have also graced its cockpit, making this car the living room of legends. Under its hood, a front mid-engine 3.5-liter V12 that cranked out a beefy 320 horsepower, paired with an old-school 4-speed manual transmission. This car wasn't just built for speed, it was built for victory. And victory has a price, folks. The last one sold at auction went for an eye-watering $28.05 million. If this car were a rock star, that would be its net worth, easily dwarfing most Hollywood A-listers. Next up is the kind of car that makes even James Bond look like a second-tier spy. The 1957 Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti. Now, this model didn't just have a long name for show, it was an instant classic that further solidified Ferrari's legacy in the world of racing. Built from the skeleton of the successful 315S, it was an evolutionary leap, sporting a heart-pounding 4.0-liter Tipogiano V12 engine. This bored-out masterpiece produced an earth-shaking 390 horsepower, and guess what? It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission. Now, in terms of dollars and cents, or should I say euros and cents, this rare gem sold for a dizzying 32.1 million euros, converting roughly to $33.4 million at the time of the auction. To put it bluntly, that's the GDP of a small country, folks. So if you're ever lucky enough to see one of these babies in person, maybe take a moment to bow. It's basically automotive royalty. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for the Ferrari that even Ferraris want to be when they grow up. The 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Now, this isn't just any GTO. This is the original bad boy that practically birthed the ultra-high-end collectibles market. Under the hood is a V12 engine borrowed from the 250 Testarossa, juiced up with 6 Weber carburetors. This mechanical symphony produced 302 horsepower, enough to rocket this beauty from 0 to 60 in just 5.4 seconds. And remember, this was the 1960s. Most family cars at the time couldn't even outrun a lawnmower. It was a juggernaut in the endurance racing scene and set benchmarks that even today's supercars look up to. With a top speed of 174 miles per hour, it's the sort of car you'd be afraid to sneeze in. As for its price, an astronomical $48.4 million. So if you were considering buying one, maybe start saving your pennies now, or perhaps nickels, or hey, maybe even diamond-encrusted gold bars. And now the piece de resistance, the creme de la creme, the holy grail of Ferraris, and indeed, the automotive world, the 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO. This isn't just a car, it's a celestial event on 4 wheels. It features a 302 horsepower, 3.0-liter V12 engine mated to a 5-speed gearbox that even used Porsche-type synchro mesh, making it a pan-European triumph. Capable of running the quarter mile in just 13.1 seconds, this car was, and still is, a legend. This specific 250 GTO won the Tour de France in 1964, which is like winning the Oscars but for cars. The last recorded price for this beast? Hold on to your monocles. A staggering $70 million. That's not a car, it's a crown jewel that you can drive. This model broke records and hearts, and if cars could sign autographs, this one would need its own security detail. So, there you have it, the epitome of automotive opulence and the crown jewel of this list, the 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO. And there you have it, speedsters, a whirlwind tour of Ferrari's most priceless legends. Remember, sometimes the journey is just as breathtaking as the destination. Thanks for revving through history with us. Until next time, keep those engines purring and dreams burning. Drive safe and stay turbocharged.